So if you guys are not aware, let's talk about Kickstarter, right? I think some of you guys, maybe you have used it before. If you guys have never used it before, Kickstarter is basically a platform that allows you to support small indie developers, either it's like a game or anything, right? Any product in particular. So you can basically support them in whatever way you want, right? You can give them money, etc, etc. But recently, a couple of days ago, I think about 3 to 4 days ago now, they said, hey, we don't allow all of this stuff, right? You can see right here what they say, right? So any pornographic, explicitly sexual content, projects created specifically for sexual gratification, sexual services or hookup platforms. So any of these things, right? Insertable sexual products, etc, etc, etc. Now, the truth is, right? On Kickstarter, there are some games as well. There are some indie games that they try to get fans to basically support them. All right, there are some games are actually quite good from Kickstarter, right? Some are like 18 plus games and stuff. Those games are heavily affected. Now, when this first came out, people were generally not in support of this. A lot of people were not happy with this because you can see, right? So a lot of people say that this is kind of stupid, right? Like it doesn't really make sense. Why would you try to control what people want to create, right? Like they should know Tumblr did the same thing and lost a ton of money and ton of visitors. All adult rated content, okay? And stuff like that. Okay, I probably can't show whatever that is. Who judges what is spicy? Any content involving minors or non-consensual acts. Now the truth is, it's a little bit suspicious, right? Because they have been making these contents and allowing these contents for years, right? So a lot of people are assuming, is it because they got pressured by a payment processor or something, right? And that's going to be, oh, what the heck is this? You know this is going to be allowed under spicy literature despite it being hardcore porno in written form. Okay, double standard. So, yesterday, they have released a response. Alright, they had said they are going to backtrack everything. Alright, so they are going to backtrack everything. You can see right here, Kickstarter, that's from us. An apology, rethinking our mature content guidelines. So what did Kickstarter has to say? Bear with me a little bit. This is by Sean Liao, COO. It's a little bit, there's no dark mode on this website. So last week we released a set of updates to our rules around mature content. It was our first time publishing a set of detailed specific guidelines for adult-oriented content on Kickstarter, and we botched it. The rules didn't land the way we intended, and the response from our community let us know loud and clear that we got it all wrong. Our goal with these updates was to give creators more clarity upfront so that they could make informed decisions about their projects before launch. The actual impact was the opposite for some. More confusion, more uncertainty, and real fear that the platform that you have counted on to provide space for your creative expression was turning its back on you. You deserve better, so we're going back to the drawing board. That means we're going back to our previous rules. Okay? Why we created the new mature content policy. The updates to the rules were primarily driven by requirements from our payment processor, Stripe. Alright? Now, I'm not familiar with Stripe. Alright? Stripe sounds like stripper, alright? I don't know what this is, alright? I've never used this before in my life. I assume it's similar to PayPal, alright? So Stripe apparently is quite big as well in the United States, right? So payment processor has been asking them to specifically not do some of this, right? Like the Karens are winning. Alright, if you guys want to win, always be on the Karen side. Stripe operates under its own legal and compliance requirements, separate from Kickstarter's own rules. And even Stripe's rules are dictated by a larger system shaped by financial institutions that govern how money moves globally. Okay, under this system, many platforms, including other crowdfunding and creator monetization platforms, struggle with how to create space for mature content while getting the creators of that work paid without friction. Okay, very, very interesting, right? Stripe wants to be relevant. I think Stripe is relevant, man. I feel like, is Stripe... Okay, we can look into it after this, right? But is Stripe... Okay, let's first look at how big is Stripe. How big is Stripe? Am I spelling it right? Stripey? Because I'm kind of curious, because I think I've heard from one of my friends that is one of the biggest. Stripe is one of the world's largest private fintech companies with 159 billion as of February 2026. Wait, that's really big. Wait, that's really big though, right? Is Stripe bigger than PayPal? Wait. Is Stripe bigger than PayPal? I think it is though, right? Let me see, maybe PayPal is still bigger. Because like worldwide, right? Stripe has surpassed PayPal in several key growth and valuation metrics. PayPal remains larger overall in revenue. Okay, Stripe is 159 billion. PayPal is 43 billion. So they are 3 times worth more than PayPal. Holy. So no wonder Stripe has the Karen power to ask people to stop doing Gooner games. Gooner games? If anyone could end Gooner games, it's Stripe. Stripe is here to say no more to gooning. Alright? And I guess that makes a lot of sense, right? Like if you want to end Gooner games, you gotta work for Stripe, right? You gotta join Stripe. I don't know how do you get a job there, right? Get a high position there. So now you get to like ban all of these toxic Gooner games, right? So I can see what it is, right? A lot of people are really scared of payment processors just canceling their payment altogether, and it's not something that you want to be a part of, right? Under this system, many platforms, including other crowdfunding and creator monetization platforms, struggle with how to create mature content, right? Getting paid without friction. That's what we are running up against. Over the past several months, we have seen a growing number of campaigns that already been approved by Kickstarter get suspended by Stripe mid-funding. When that happens, it's devastating. A creator's project can be frozen with funds in limbo because Stripe thing is a Gooner game. Alright? Sometimes weeks into the campaign, they have spent months or even years. Whenever that happened, we advocated for those creators directly with Stripe, and in some cases, we were able to get mid-campaign enforcement reversed so creators could finish their campaigns. We fought those battles because we believe in the work and because creators deserve to see their campaigns through. We recognize though that enforcement against Kickstarter approved campaigns would continue. That meant that there could be more cases where our advocacy for creators wouldn't result in the reversal or suspension. Can't they just use other payment method? I feel like they could, right? I don't know. I feel like maybe their hands are tied as well as Kickstarter, right? With enough money, you can control the world. That's right. That was the intent, but the decision was made with an abandonment of the core counterculture. The establishment spirit of Kickstarter, and it left our community vulnerable. So what we are doing now, we are reverting back. So now we are allowing illegal content again, alright? Okay, creator is still collecting pledges made via pledge over time or late pledges. Stripe can still suspend a campaign that Kickstarter has approved. That's the reality of operating within a payment system we don't control. When that happens, we will advocate for you as we have been, and we'll do our best to help you understand what adjustments you need to make for your project to make it supportable by Stripe. But we cannot guarantee the outcome. So if you want to continue doing your Gooner game in a Kickstarter or any Gooner related stuff, right? There's a chance that they are not going to be able to help you, right? So it seems like their hands are tied as well. So I can see how this is going to be a big problem. Just use Subscribe Star. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea how this is going to be. But when it comes to this, right? Like a lot of people have been talking about this, right? I don't think people should be allowed to buy this type of games. Nobody's talking to you, just process the payment. How did it get to a point where payment processor has this much control? It's not their job. Payment processors can still review and potentially block campaigns based on their own standards. This is a real problem. It should not be legally possible for payment processors to arbitrarily decide whether a sale of legal goods or services can go or not. So payment processor nowadays, they will decide. So imagine if you guys want to spend money in Brown Dust 2, right? Imagine some of you guys want to buy package in Brown Dust 2. And then you spend money, $100, and then that money got blocked because your payment processor said, nope, no Gooner game. This is Gooner game. Bad Gooner game. Alright? And this is what you get. This is what you get because you are using certain payment processor, right? And this is what it is, right? I think a lot of this is going to happen to not just the developers, but also to you guys as a user, right? Like imagine it is going to happen to one of you eventually. This is going to happen. You cannot avoid it, right? Doesn't matter if it's Stripe, doesn't matter if it's PayPal, doesn't matter if it's a Visa or MasterCard, right? You can't buy your skin. You can't buy your skin. Unless you have like 10 different payment methods, it's always going to be way more difficult now, right? They are going to make it Because I feel like if the government, because this thing has been happening for years, and I feel like the government is not doing anything to solve this actually. I've never seen like anyone try to solve this, like Donald Trump or anyone try to solve this issue. Because I think this is not that big of an issue, right? Donald Trump would rather go after Iran or whatever than to solve this issue. I get it, right? But when it comes to this kind of stuff, right? Yeah, I feel like no one is trying to solve this issue, right? Nobody is looking at this as like this is a serious enough things, right? Trump talked about it once. Well, it's still here, right? It's still here. They're trying to win brownie points. I don't know, man. I feel like yeah, it's probably going to continue for the next couple of years, and it'll probably become worse, man. It will.